Na mo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Na mo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Na mo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The topic of what I came here to talk to you about is from the Bali Attahi Attano Nato Kohi Nato Parosiya, which means one must be one's own refuge. If not one, who could be our refuge? What does this mean? What does this mean when it says one must be one's own refuge? First of all, when they say one, who are they talking about? They're talking about you.
Everybody.
They're talking about you. Each person has to rely on themselves. Why? Why must each person rely on themselves? Can anyone force you to breathe? Can anyone force you to eat? No. Can anyone force you to be angry? People would say yes. But I'm here to tell you, no, they can't. Can someone force you to be sad? No, they can't. All of these things that we do, anger, sadness, jealousy, these are choices that we make. These are conscious choices that we choose to be. I choose to be angry. It might sound funny, right? Why do you choose to be angry? Because you don't like something. You have certain desires. You have certain premonitions that you think things should be this way or that way. So when it happens a certain way, you get angry. Well, what does this relate to the concept Attahi Attano Nato, where you have to be your own refuge? It relates in the sense that if you realize that the anger comes from you, the jealousy comes from you, can you control it then? Can you make your life better? Can you fix the problem? Yes. But if you notice that it comes from other people, if you think that it comes from other people, can you fix it? I ask you today, all the mothers and fathers, can you make your kids study more? Can you make your kids wake up early, sleep early, read books, don't play games, don't want to party, don't want to play on their phones? Can you do that?
If they are still small, yeah.
Can you make your kids respect you? Can you force them to respect you? No. Why? Why not? Why can't you do that? Because the thing that we try to do is not something you can control. The respect that comes from them. Just like you can't force them to eat or breathe, they have to do it themselves. So what does that mean? That means that you have to set your expectations correctly. You have to set your goals correctly. You have to act properly and understand the results of your actions. Once you do that, you take full control of your life. You take full control of at least the little circle in which you live. You can't control this world. You can't change this world. You can't fix or break this world. It's already broken. In the words of the Buddha, this world is fallible. All of us are fallible. The word uno loco. We were not born perfect. We were not born to be great, perfect people. We were born broken. Ever since we were born, we had a disease. Everyone in here has a disease. Are you aware of that? If you do not give medicine to this disease, you die. Some people within 2 minutes, some people within 4 minutes, some people within 30 seconds. Do you know what your disease is? Every single one of us in this room has it. What is our disease? We're addicted to breathing. If we don't breathe, within 45 seconds, within 2 minutes, you die. 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you will die. But not only one disease, we have so many diseases. What else do we have? We have another disease, that if we don't take medicine for this disease, within 7 days, you die.
Water.
Food, water. We are born broken. We are born fallible. Why are we so fallible? Why are we so wrong? Think about it. Who taught you how to be a good person? Your teachers, your parents. Who taught them? Their teachers, their parents. Who taught the people before that? Their teachers, their parents. Now I ask you, were your parents perfect people? Were your teachers perfect? Were their teachers perfect? Were their parents perfect? So, will you be perfect? Impossible. So what are we supposed to do then? We're born with all these physical diseases. We're gonna die. We're born with all these mental and spiritual defects. We're broken. So what do? Do we stay broken? And do we just blame our teachers? Oh, my mom was bad, my dad was bad, my teacher was bad. That's why I'm bad. I can't help it. Is that what we should do? Why not? Sounds easy. And that's what everyone does, right? If you're driving on the road and someone cuts you off, honestly, what's the first thing that you think? Right? If you have to point at someone and blame someone, who do you blame? The person who's driving, right? Why you cut me off? Why you drive so fast? Why are you so dangerous, right? Why are you so rude? How many people blame themselves? How many? None. Let's say that you go into the bathroom and it smells bad, like really, really bad. Who do you blame? Whoever was in that room, right? You blame, oh, what did my mom do? Or what did my sister do? What did my brother do? Or even, who did that? Do you ever blame yourself? Usually not. Why? As human beings, ever since we were little kids, what did our parents and teachers teach you? If you make a mistake, you should feel bad. And then what happens? You get punished, right? Then you have to apologize. Ooh, that's scary. Making a mistake is so scary, it's so bad. But don't we all make mistakes? We all make mistakes. And then we all blame each other. We blame other people. This is why the world is the way it is today. This is why the world is broken. So we take the words of the Buddha, Attahi Attano Nato, one is one's own refuge. What should we do? When you make a mistake, what should you do? Should you go apologize? When you make a mistake, should you apologize? Yes or no?
Yes.
Who says yes? Raise your hand.
Yes, you should apologize.
Who taught you that? Oh, again, who taught them that?
Their parents.
Okay, so should you apologize? You make a mistake, should you apologize?
Yes.
Who
And then-
says no? Why?
Just fix it, the problem. I mean, after you learn, you make a mistake and you fix it.
You don't
That's
apologize.
the second step. After apologize, fix it.
The apologies only is not enough. You
Yeah,
must
it's not enough. That's why it's second step.
I would say this. I would say I agree with him. That's the first step. Because here's the thing. Can someone give me an example of when you apologized and it got worse? The situation got worse, not better. Can you think of a situation?
No.
No? Can anyone think of any situation where you apologized and it did not get better? It got worse. Let's say this handsome young man cheated on his girlfriend. Should he apologize? If he really, really loves his girlfriend, should he apologize? Or maybe he didn't cheat, okay? Let's make it easier. Maybe he didn't cheat, but he's just thinking about it. Like, oh, that girl's pretty too. Uh-oh, I had a bad thought. Should you apologize to your girlfriend? Why not? You made a mistake. You thought a bad thought about your girlfriend. So go apologize.
But the mistake is not become an action yet. So he
Okay.
doesn't know that he make a mistake.
Then let's say that he went and took her to lunch. They didn't do anything bad yet, but it was a small date. Should you tell your girlfriend? How many girls here, be honest, if your boyfriend told you, I took another girl to lunch, I thought I might like her, but not anymore, I still love you, I'm sorry. How many girls here would be, it's okay, I still love you the same. In fact, thank you for apologizing. I love you more for apologizing.
It's too late.
Right? Do you see? How about this? Another example. What if you're the boss and you make a mistake? Should you always apologize? Sometimes you should, but sometimes you can't. Why? Because suddenly your workers, they don't respect you anymore. They don't trust you anymore. If you,
I think they're more respect.
it depends on the situation. What if you make a huge mistake and you apologize? What you're doing is you're giving away information. Apology is only good in one situation, if it makes the situation better. But if it makes the situation worse, an apology is the worst thing you can do. I give you another example that actually happened. When we practice Dhamma, we look to ourselves. We try to make ourselves better. We try to make ourselves better people. So this one person hated this girl for a long time. They're good friends. They're friends for a long time. But she hates her for a long time. So after practicing Dhamma with us, she got better and doesn't hate her anymore. So as an apology, she goes to her and says, hey, I know we've been friends for 10 years, but I want you to know that I've hated you the entire 10 years. But now I learned from my mistake. I don't hate you anymore, and I appreciate you and love you. I want you to know that things will be better from now on. Do you know what happened to this girl? She said, you've hated me for 10 years? You've hated me for 10 years? Why didn't you ever tell me? How could you be so fake? And now they're not friends anymore. There's many situations in which apologizing does not work. But here's the thing. When you were taught this as little kids, did they tell you, only apologize sometimes? Did they tell you that? They tell you, you make a mistake, apologize. That's not right. When you make a mistake, learn from your mistake every time. Do not repeat your mistake every time. But an apology is just like a Band-Aid. Do you have to put a Band-Aid on every time? No. Sometimes you don't need one. Sometimes you don't need to have it. Sometimes it's not a big enough problem that you need to have a Band-Aid. So this is what we need to do. You need to go through the lessons that you've learned, the things that you've been taught, and relearn them. Think about it. Does it make sense? Is it the right thing to do? Should you do it? And then you make your own rules. I'm not saying change the rules that they taught you, but use your own brain, use your own knowledge to figure it out. Some of you came to listen to me last night. I have another question to ask you. Should you lie or should you tell the truth? And if you came yesterday, don't answer. Should you lie or should you tell the truth?
Depends.
Which circumstances?
Depends.
Oh yeah?
Which circumstances you talk about?
Ah, see, he's that's a smart man. Because just now I said apologize. He found, oh wait, that was wrong. I gave him another example. He's learning from his mistakes. Does he have to apologize to me? No. He already showed me that he learned. That's good enough. So let me ask you a situation where, let's say that someone's going to do something bad and you see them. And somebody asks you, did you see them do something bad? Should you tell the truth or should you lie? Well, should you?
Can you repeat again?
Let's say that this gentleman right here did something bad. Now, the president of the group asked, somebody spilled something on the carpet. Who did it? Should you tell the truth or should you lie? You want to tell the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. Who would tell the truth? Who would lie? Okay. Situation number 2. Let's say that there's a little girl runs into our house, this house right here, and come hide underneath the statue here, and says, help me, a bad man's trying to get me. And then 2 minutes later, some bad guy comes in and says, hey, I'm looking for a little girl. She's my daughter. Where is she? Would you tell him? Why not?
If you know there's a bad guy, you don't know, then...
Is this true or not? Yeah, is this true or not? Is a
But you're lying.
I would investigate first.
But you're lying though.
Life for goodness.
Like
Oh.
saving.
Okay. So that's okay. So that's okay then. Okay, another situation. What if your wife comes to you, okay, wearing a skin-tight dress and just it does not look pretty at all. And she's not going out anywhere. She's not gonna go she just wants to dress like this in the house. One time. And she asks you, do I look pretty to you?
That's always yes or no.
What do you say?
Not at all.
She's
Tell the truth.
Yes.
Do you think I'm beautiful? What do you say?
Yes, I'm like this.
Why? That's a lie though. You don't like the way she looks like that. Why would you lie to her?
She's already pretty no matter what.
See, he's lying right now.
No, it's your wife, you know.
But see, so what are you telling me then? That sometimes it's okay to lie?
There's no lie.
Is it okay to lie sometimes?
I think.
Yes. Is it wrong to lie sometimes? Yes. Is it okay to tell the truth a lot of times? But is it wrong to tell the truth sometimes? Yes. What if you just went to the bank and took out $2,000 into your pocket and someone comes to rob you and says, how much money do you have? Should you tell the truth?
No.
Oh, yes, sir. I have $2 here, but $2,000 in my sock. Would you tell the truth? Why not?
Depends on the law. We can protect ourselves.
Exactly. Do you see how, if I give you real world examples, oh, it makes more sense now, right? So when someone says, never lie, do you agree? When someone says, always tell the truth, good people always tell the truth, do you agree?
No.
Exactly. This is what it means. Do you have to go tell, Mom, you're wrong, you taught me wrong, or this is the wrong. You don't have to do that. Just know yourself and make your life better. But here's the thing, not just tell a lie or tell the truth. Is it okay to tease people, to make fun of people? No, it's not okay? Are you sure?
Yes.
Some people like it though. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's fun for everyone. How do you tell? How do you tell? So when should you never make fun of anyone? You can't tell any jokes? You can't say anything funny? You can't tease your friends? How many people here never tease their friends? Do your friends always get mad?
No, sometimes it's...
Sometimes it's funny.
Yes, funny.
Sometimes they make fun of themselves, right? So here's the thing, you have to pay attention. So instead of making a rule that says always apologize, or always tell the truth, always tell a lie, what should the rule actually be? What would be a better rule than always apologize, always tell a lie, or never tell a lie, always tell the truth, always do this, always do that? What's a better rule? What's a better rule that we should follow than to always do something? What's a better rule? I have an answer, but I don't want to tell you. I want you to come up with it because this is going to be your wisdom. If I just tell you, you memorize it and then you forget. Help me think of a rule. If I told you, you can't always lie, but you can't always tell the truth. You can't always apologize. What else?
Follow the Dhamma. Follow the Dhamma.
Follow how? The Dhamma is very confusing, right?
Supposed to be wisdom.
The Buddha was very confusing. One day, they asked him, Buddha, if you're gone, who do we follow? The Buddha says, you follow no one. You follow the Dhamma only. With no Buddha, you only follow the Dhamma. Everyone says, Sadhu Buddha, we follow the Dhamma. 2 months later, they ask him, Buddha, if there's no Buddha, who do we follow? Follow the Sangha. The Sangha will be the representatives of the Buddha. Follow the Sangha. Wait a minute. Last month you said follow the Dhamma. This month you say follow the Sangha. What does that mean?
Depend on the circumstances.
Depends on the
It
situation.
depends on the situation. He said two different things, but who did he say it to? He didn't say it to the same people. It was a different question. It was a different time. One day, somebody went to my teacher, he's an Arahant. They went to ask him and said, Ajahn, if I can relinquish and destroy the 5 khandhas, but before let me start up. He says, Ajahn, I like to drink. I like to do drugs. I have many wives. I don't follow the 5 sila. I don't go to the temple. I don't do any dana at all. Okay? But if I can destroy the 5 khandhas, can I become arahant? Everyone listening in the room, I was sitting in the room too, says, no way. This guy, no way. You know what Ajahn said? Yes. And we were thinking to us, what? This guy can become arahant? You can gamble, you can be a cheater, you can be a liar, you can not follow and you can be arahant? But what was the question? What was the question? If I destroy the 5 khandhas, can I become an arahant? Yes. Anyone who destroys the 5 khandhas can become an arahant. But did Ajahn say that he can become an arahant? He didn't say that because he didn't ask that question. This is the way that an arahant answers questions. They answer just the question that they were asked. So it's our job as people who listen to figure out what the answer really means. Just because you hear an answer doesn't mean that that's the way you go, that's the way you do it. You have to be smart. You can't trust all your teachers. You can't trust me. You can't trust anything. But you have to learn. You have to be smart. This world is a world of smart people. All of you here work or have some job and make money. You try your best not to make stupid decisions. You don't make decisions where you lose money, right? Why would you? It's silly, it's weird, it's not smart. But in your personal life, do you live by the same rules as you live in your social life? No. In your business life, if every time you yell or do something wrong, you get penalized money, would you still yell? Every time you drop paper on the floor, they charge you money. Or for example, in Thailand, when you go to the bathroom, they charge you for toilet paper, right? It's like 10 baht for toilet paper. Would you waste the toilet paper? No. Why? Because it has value, right? Let me ask you this. At home, when you get mad, do you yell at your kids? Probably. Or husband and wife, when you're upset, do you tell them? Do you show your husband and wife that you're upset? Yes. Why? Because you don't see the penalty, right? You don't see what's wrong with it. You don't see what's going to happen. But do you know that every action has a reaction? Every time you yell, every time you show the ugliness of your spirit, it changes the other person. It changes your family life. And that's what makes your situation worse. Now, I want to give you a secret code to a perfect life, or the most perfect life you can have. Do you want it?
Yes.
This secret code is the code that will guarantee, almost if you follow this code perfectly, I guarantee you will be beautiful. I guarantee you will be handsome. I guarantee you will be rich. I guarantee you will be famous. I guarantee you'll be the best of everything. Do you want the code?
1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 steps. Now, here's the thing. When my teacher first became an arahant, he thought about it, just like the Buddha. When the Buddha first became the Buddha, right, an arahant, he thought, wow, there's so much Dhamma in the world. What should I teach people? Well, he taught us the Dhammacakka, right? The Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. We can talk about that later. That was the Dhamma that teach the whole world, everything. Now, when my teacher became an arahant, he thought, what should I teach the world? And he says, I will teach the world the one thing that is missing, rules for how to live with each other. Now, this is not the 5 sila. This is deeper than that. Now, these rules are called the Sappurisa Dhamma, or the Dhamma for smart people. The Dhamma of the good people, the wise people. Not the fools, but the wise people. So this is, I'll give you a situation where it doesn't work first. Have you ever had situations where you would say something to somebody with a good intention? Because as Buddhists, what do we teach? Everything comes down to your intention, right? If something's going to be good or bad, it's because of your intention, right? True?
Yes.
False. Do you know why? Your intention alone is not enough. Your intention is only part of it. Things fail not because of your intention, but because of many things. Now, have you ever meant well and told somebody something and you meant well and it turned out bad and you're so surprised? Why are you mad at me? I told you the truth, or I said something I meant well. I'll give you an example. Don't worry, I'll still give you the code. I'll give you examples first. So there's one situation in which there's this guy right here, okay? These two are married, right? Mr. A and Mrs. A. Now, Mr. A was a close friend to my mom. He helped my mom start her business, so they're very close friends. Mr. A went and had a mistress, okay? So he had like a mistress. Now, the mistress got pregnant and had a baby at the hospital. Now, my mom's friend is the nurse at the hospital. So when they have the baby, she saw that, oh, Mr. A's name is on the baby's father, and the mother is not Mrs. A. So now the nurse told my mom, hey, since you guys are friends, you should tell him. You should tell the wife. The wife doesn't know. You should tell her. My mom says, why don't you tell her? She says, I'm scared, but you're brave. You tell her. So does my mom have good intentions? She wants to help, right? Something bad happens, I want to help. I want to make things better. I want to give the information. So my mom goes to Mrs. A and says, hey, I have something to tell you. Your husband just had a love child with someone else at the hospital. And I know it's true for sure because someone else told me who's the nurse, and we have proof and evidence. Do you know what Mrs. A said? She said, mind your own damn business. And she didn't talk to my mom for 20 years. What's wrong? What happened?
Embarrassing.
Why was that wrong? My mom didn't do anything wrong, right? She had good intentions, she meant well, and she did what she thought was good. Did it turn out good? No. Situation number 2. A little boy, you pick up your son at school, and you see him with a black eye, bloody nose, like one tooth falls out. The teacher's holding his hand and like holding him, and the other kid has a bloody face also. And all the kids are watching. You pick up your kid, and you think, what the hell happened? So you yell at your kid in front of everyone, and your kid gets mad at you. Did you do the right thing? But you're the mom, you're the dad. You have the right to teach your kids. So, what's wrong? Why is that wrong? As a parent, don't you have the right to teach your kids?
Yes.
So the kid's mad at you now.
No.
And no. See, you guys as parents say you have the right, but he says you don't have the right. So let me ask you, this is what's wrong. When you make an investment in a place and the investment goes wrong, don't you have good intentions? I give you my money because I expect that it'll come back more money. And it doesn't. Why? There's a reason. So now let me give you the 7 rules. Rule number 1 is you have to know your intention first. Before you do something, before something happens, you must know your intention. Do you have the right intention? Do you mean well? Do you intend for this to turn out good? If you do, then it's okay. You can do it. But if you don't, you shouldn't do it. Because even if it turns out successful, if you have bad intentions and it turns out good, are you happy? No. You want it to turn out bad. That's why you have bad intentions. So you won't be happy anyway. Now, the second rule is, in the past, when you do this type of action, does it normally turn out good or bad? You have to pay attention to this. Because without these rules, you'll never decide whether your action is good or your action is bad. So first rule is this: you have to have the right intention. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to really know that you mean well. But the second thing is you have to go look at the past. In the past, have you ever done this before? And has it turned out good or turned out bad? If in the past you've done this many, many times and it's turned out bad every time, even if you have good intention now, will it turn out good? Probably not. So you shouldn't do it, even if you have good intentions. Now, Step number 3. Who are you in the situation? Are there certain times when you shouldn't talk or you're the wrong person to talk? What if maybe some young man gets up and says, Pante, you be quiet. I want to talk today. Pante, you sit here, I sit over there. I want to talk today. Will you guys like that? But what if they have good information? What if he studied the real Buddha Dhamma? He knows so much, and if he talk, we can all become Arahant together. But would you want to listen to him? No. Why? He's not the person you invited. He's not the person you want him to talk. So if he talk, I don't listen, and I get angry. But does he have good intentions? Yes. Does he mean well? Yes. Is he prepared? Yes. Is he the wrong person? Yes. Think about times in your life when your wife or your husband does something wrong. What do? You tell them, hey, that doesn't look good. Hey, that's wrong. And do you ever see your wife or husband get embarrassed? You ever see their face when you correct them and you make them feel silly or stupid? You ever see their face, how they look? Why is that wrong? Sometimes if you're the one that they love, if you're the one that they care about, they don't want you saying that. They don't want you telling them you know that they did something wrong. Sometimes you pretend that you don't even see it. Right? It's the same thing. If you're the wrong person, you should not say it. So before you do anything, you have to make sure that your intentions are clean. You mean well. 2, in the past, you know that it has turned out well before. There's a good chance of it turning out good now. 3, that you are the right person to do this job. You are the right person to say this. You are the right person to do this. But 4 is very important also. The person you're going to tell, are they ready to listen? When you talk to someone, when you teach someone something, if they're not ready to listen, what happens when you talk to them? They fall asleep, they give you an attitude in the face, they don't listen, they talk to someone else. You waste your time. Even if you have all the beautiful, perfect knowledge in the world, if they're not ready to listen, they won't listen. Is it a waste of your time? Is it a waste of their time? Yes. Will you fail? Yes. So what are the rules so far? You have to have the right intention. You have to have the history of success. You have to be the right person. The person you tell has to be ready to listen. Now let's say that all of these 4 are true so far, okay? Talk about me, Pante. We'll use Pante as the example. Do I have the right intention to come here to talk to you today? Yes, hopefully. You don't know. You can't say yes for me. So hopefully, I want to teach you. I want to help you. I want to make your lives better. Okay, good intention. Number 1, check. Number 2, have I done this before? And how's it turned out? Well, I've done this maybe 200 times. It turned out good 197 times. 3 times that were bad. Okay, so that sounds like something that is not too bad, right? Like I have a good chance of success. Okay, number 2. Number 3, am I the right person? Am I the right person for the job? Maybe, I'm ordained, I am a Pante, I speak English, but maybe I'm too young. Maybe I haven't been ordained long enough. So number 3 for me is 50%. Maybe good, maybe not. So if it fails, it could be because someone says, you're younger than me, you don't know anything. Even if you're a Pante, I don't like you because you're too young. It's possible. So it could fail for that reason. So there's a possibility of failure. But there's a good possibility of success too. Number 4, are you guys listening? Are you guys ready to listen? Are you at the temple? Are you ready to listen? Yes, looks like you are. Anyone falling asleep? Anyone hungry? Anyone have to use the bathroom? I should check. Because otherwise, it's a waste of our time, right? So you make sure that you have the right intention, good history, you're the right person, they're ready to listen. What else? There's one more. You have to talk the right amount. The right amount has 2 things. Has to be the volume and the duration. Have you ever had a time when you're teaching your kids and they listen and you just keep talking and keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talk and talk and talk. You look at your clock, it's past like 2 hours already. Are they still listening? So your beautiful message that's so powerful, that's so good, that'll make them better, you talk too much, right? Same thing. If Pante today says they give me until 11 o'clock, but Pante says, I'll talk till 2 p.m. You guys will be like, oh my God, why won't this guy shut up? Will they invite him back again? Probably not, right? So the length of the conversation is important. But number 2, what if I talk really softly all day? I don't talk loud, I just whisper really softly. Will you listen to me? You ever see someone who does that? When they talk really soft, really quiet. You can't really hear them. And it's like, it's annoying. So you don't want to listen. But what about those people who talk really loud? Everything they say, they're just so loud. Always loud. Do you hear me? Do you know what I'm saying? This is the Buddha Dharma. Is that appropriate? So, not only does your intention have to be good, your past has to have passive success. You have to be the right person. They have to be ready to listen. You have to deliver the message properly, proper volume and proper length. Okay? But that's not enough still. Number 6, you have to deliver the message at the right location. What if we were all standing in line for the bathroom? Okay, the bathroom's right here, Pante's in line first, and you guys are all standing in line after Pante. Only one bathroom, 30 people waiting in line. Okay, everybody, let's have a Dhammadesana right here. Is that the right place? But wait, Pante have the good intention. Pante have the good success rate. Pante is the right teacher. The students are good students. Pante talks perfect volume, perfect length. But what's wrong? You're in the wrong place, right? So will you succeed or will you fail? You'll fail. Now the last one is this. What group of people are you in? If I want to talk to, let's say she's the president, and I notice that she did something wrong, right? Should I tell her right now in front of everybody?
No.
Why not? It's embarrassing. It's disrespectful. And the person probably will be too embarrassed to remember and learn. But wait a minute, Pante have good intention. Pante have good success rate. Pante is the right teacher. She's a good student. We're in the right place. Pante give the right amount of sermon. But what? The wrong environment. So when you go on from your life nowadays, the same thing. Whether you eat food, healthy, working out, exercise, going for money, trying to make money, or even trying to find love or get a date with a cute girl or cute guy or have a happy life or anything, or even practice the Dhamma, you have to pay attention to these 7 rules. Because these are the rules of success in this world. Every single person who's ever been rich knows these 7 rules. Every person who's in love has done these 7 rules. Every person who has a happy life knows the 7 rules. They might not know the name, but these are the 7 things that all people of success, they do. Even the Americans, when they write the books of the rules to success, the secret to success, go look at it. They all have it in there. Preparation, knowing yourself, knowing your limits, right presentation. These are the rules that we must learn. Before, when we were kids, our parents taught us only one thing. Have a good intention. A good heart will win everything. I'm here to tell you that that's not enough. Not only a good heart, but you gotta be smart. You have to know your surroundings. You have to know yourself. You have to know what you're trying to do. You have to have a good message. You have to give it at the right place, at the right time. This is the secret to success. If you want a happy life, you have to learn. So let's go back to my mom's situation where she told Mrs. A that Mr. A was having a love child. What, out of the seven rules, which ones did she break? Number 1, did she have good intention?
Yes.
So number 1, successful. Number 2, history of success?
No.
No. 50-50, because sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. Okay. Number 3, is she the right person?
No.
Why not?
Best friend.
She's the best friend of the husband, not the best friend of the wife. Are you the right person to tell the wife? I don't think that's the right person, right? How about number 4? What was number 4? Who remembers?
Doesn't want to listen.
Does she want to listen?
Doesn't want to.
No. Right? So that's how many wrong so far? 2.5. So we give this one 50%, right? So 2.5 wrong. What else? What was number 5? Who remembers? I think it was the right amount, probably. She didn't say, hey, your husband's cheating on you. She said, your husband's cheating on you. She probably said just, hey, you know, something simple. So that one's probably okay. What about number 6?
Right location.
Her house, was that the right location?
Maybe.
Maybe. Now what about the right surroundings?
Maybe.
So maybe she probably did it alone. So which ones did she break? She's the wrong person. The person listening doesn't want to listen. And so did she succeed or did she fail? She failed. Now what about the case where the little boy got in a fight at school? And when they got in the car, you yelled at him right there. Will the little boy learn? Why not? What did he do? What did you do wrong as a parent? Did you have good intention?
Yes.
No. Do you know why? This is the biggest problem with parents. I know we're out of time, but give me 5 more minutes. This is the parent's biggest mistake. You always think you have right intentions, but I'm here to tell you as a son that you don't. Do you know why? Because you're embarrassed. You're pissed. You're in front of the school and your kid just got in trouble in front of the whole school. You think you have good intentions? Are you angry? Are you embarrassed? Definitely. Do you have good intentions? No. What you're saying comes from anger. What you're saying comes from embarrassment. You think you're going to treat that kid fairly? No. So your intentions are already wrong. And in the past, now look at the number 2. Do you have a history of success? In the past, when your kid does something wrong and you yell at them right away, do they learn? Do they listen? Nope. So, is number 2 wrong? Wrong. Are you the right person? Maybe. Your daughter has a problem with her monthly cycle. She just got it. She doesn't know what to do. Should the father be the one to teach the daughter? Stuff about girl stuff. But you're the parent. You have the right. You love your daughter, but she might get embarrassed. Or if your little boy mom talks to little boy about boy stuff, it's embarrassing. You're not the right parent. So even in certain situations, even though you are their dad, you are their mom, it's the wrong person. It should be the mom who does it. It should be the dad who does it, right? Now what else? In that case, are you the right person to teach the son in front of the school? Maybe. I give you a maybe, 50%. Now, is the son ready to listen? His nose is bleeding, his eyes puffed up, he's like, his friends are looking at him. Is he ready to listen? No. Wrong. Are you gonna talk the right amount? Think about it. Are you gonna talk the right amount when you decide to teach your kid? You think your voice will be too loud? Probably. Will you talk too much? Probably. Now, are you in the right location? Nope. In front of his school, in front of everyone? Is that the right place to do it? No. Is it the right time? Is it the right time to teach him, the right place? No. So in this situation, if you teach him here, will you succeed or will you fail? Do you see how easy it is? If you just pay attention to these 7 rules, you will raise your kids better. You will treat your husband and wife better. And if you learn to treat your kids better, do you think they will respect you more? Do you think they'll listen to you when you teach them? Your employees, will they listen and respect you more? Of course. They'll talk about you as a good person, as a good parent. And this is the secret. Right now, all we do is we pay attention to only, I want to talk, I'm going to talk. I'm angry, I have to tell you. You did something wrong, I'm gonna teach you. You made a mistake, I'm gonna punish you. But you never think, is it the right time? Is it the right place? Am I the right person? Do I have the good intention? Do I have a history of success? And these are the things that make our family life broken. So we need to learn these 7 steps so that we have a better life, so that we treat people better.
What the 7 steps?
What are the 7 steps?
Yeah. I count only 6.
It goes easy. It's easy to remember if you do it in pairs. Okay, you go like it goes cause and effect. So do you have a good cause, which is your intention? Good effect. Do you expect it to turn out good? So cause and effect. Okay, then it's you and me. It's very easy. Cause and effect. You and me. Am I the right person to talk? Are you ready to listen? Okay, so that's easy, right? Cause and effect. You and me. Then it's amount. How much amount is loud or soft, or long or short, right? Place, right? Location, and surroundings.
Oh, yeah. Group of people to do it.
Because sometimes it's the wrong place. You know, sometimes it's just the wrong place. You can't teach certain people in certain places. And so that's the 7 rules. If you pay attention to these 7 rules, your work will be successful. Your employees will love you. Your husband and wife will respect you and treat you well. Your kids will respect you and become good adults. But if you have a problem, if you do something and your life is bad, and something bad happens, don't worry. Atahi, atanonato, rely on yourself. Go back to these 7 and decide which one you did wrong. And next time, don't do that one. Fix it. Oh, today I talked too long. That's why they didn't listen. Okay, next time, cut it shorter. Or today I talked too loud. Next time, talk a little softer. Maybe they don't like that loud. Or maybe, you know what? It's the wrong place. It's too hot in here. Turn on the fan. There's always something that you can fix. And as long as you're always looking for fixing yourself, you notice how all 7 didn't fix you. I didn't say, go make them ready to listen, right? Or drive someplace and force him to listen in a different place. You don't force the other person at all. It's all about fixing you. You have the option and the ability to make success if you work on yourself. But nowadays, what do? Like yesterday, we were driving and somebody tried to pass the red light and they got caught in the middle of the intersection. Well, they got embarrassed. They try to back up and they're stuck in the middle of the road, right? So if that person's angry, if you were that person, who would you blame? You would blame the car behind you, Erwin's car, right? Why don't you back up and let me move back so I'm not embarrassed? You blame the car in front of you. Why don't you move forward so I can go to the end of the road? You blame the light. Why did you change so fast? Right? You blame the cars. Well, I made a mistake. Why can't you give me forgiveness? You blame everyone, right? But who did you not blame? And so will you ever fix the problem? You think she'll run a red light again? Probably. So what should she fix? In this situation, what should she fix? That's easy to say, but like, what should she fix in this? When you see a yellow light, should you try to run it? No? So never run the yellow light ever again? Think about it. If you were her, what would you do? If I was her, you know what I would think about? If you see that the cars in front of you are all running the yellow light and there's no space in the next lane, should I run it too? Because why? This is what's going to happen. I'm going to get stuck in the intersection and be embarrassed. So next time, pay more attention. Don't just try to run and get fast. Pay more attention. So I think we're out of time for this sermon today. But afterwards, if you have any questions or you want me to explain anything further, I'd be more than willing to.
After lunch.
Sapanbun. Yeah,
Oh.
about 5 minutes.
You want to talk about that too?
Yeah, because we already prepared the temple.
Okay. So over at my temple in San Francisco, we're having a fundraiser right now. Well, let me give you the situation first so you understand why we're doing it, because it's important. I'll try not to make it too long because I know I'm running out of time. So.
Right intention, but this is right intention.
Yes. very good intention.
Right. First step.
I don't know if I should teach this guy. This guy's scary. Okay. So basically, the situation is this. A layperson bought the temple and wanted to donate the temple. The temple cost $2.3 million. And we already paid down to like $1 million left right now in 4 years. So very good. But the name of the building is in the name of the layperson. And the temple is official temple, but doesn't own the building, as you understand, because since you have a debt, you can't transfer the debt to them with no assets. And so now we're stuck. We pay property tax every year, and we also pay income tax every year for the layperson. So we lose like $30,000, $40,000 every year to the government for no reason. And so we feel that that's very stupid. We want to find a way to pay off the temple and then donate it to the temple. So what we're doing is this year, in 1 year, we're trying to raise $1 million. And the way we're doing it is this. We know someone from Australia who has access to these bags, these very colorful, reusable bags. They hold up to 44 pounds, water resistant. They're very pretty and they're very famous. But the company who works it, they try to sell it in America for a long time and they didn't pay taxes. So the IRS got them and they filed bankruptcy. But the stock is in the warehouse, 300,000 bags that the company's gone. So we bought that stock and now we're selling it for like cheaper price than what they sold it for all over the world. And what we're doing is all the money that we get from this goes to pay the temple. Because normally when people do merit for the temple, it's just donation, 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 but you don't get anything back. So this time we give you a bag. So every $10 people donate, you get a bag. And so this bag is out to help support the temple. In 3 months, only 3 months, we've already raised almost $600,000 just from selling bags. So that's the fundraiser that we have. So if you want to help, Erwin and Tricia brought about 100 bags with them. So you can just pick a bag if you like it and just make a donation if you want to help. So that's what our Sapanbun is. So what's next?
Lunch.
We eat.
Do you set a question?
Probably after lunch at 1 o'clock.
In rush, you know, right time.
Anyone in a rush?
Waiting for the right time.